Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix here in Imola, of course, one of the most classic tracks on the Formula One calendar to date, anyway. And yes, of course, the scene of some triumph and tragedy here in Imola, isn't it? Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, of course, I only remember quite bad things around Imola. Unfortunately, of course, one year, of course, the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix where we lost Roland Ratzenberger and Aaron Senna, didn't we? In that horrific weekend, Rubens Barrichello also had an almighty smash in the opening practice session, didn't he? Was it qualifying? I can't remember now, but it was horrific, wasn't it? And of course, not 2003 as well. Michael Schumacher raced, didn't he? Which on a very tragic circumstance as well, didn't he? But as we are now getting ready for the start of the qualifying session, of course, Q1, Q2, and Q3 for qualifying, and then, of course, the race itself here tonight, all in one session. Then, as it's gone from very blue skies to very dull all of a sudden, hasn't there? As I look up into the sky, and goodness me, I'm sure that's a song, isn't it? I was actually about to start singing. We've got to talk about pizzas and stuff like that in the comment section. But before I do anything like that, got a very, I don't really know what to say, to be fair. But we've had some quite horrific news from one of our drivers. Mr. Rage's mother has got diagnosed with cancer on the last month, I think it was, or a couple of weeks ago, and at the moment, and he is missing this race tonight because his mother is in hospital. So everyone in ALR would like to we give Mr. Rage all good wishes, and yes, indeed, of course, that is probably the most this is the most meaningful thing I'm going to say all week. To be fair, or probably the most most meaningful thing I'm going to say, all probably all year. To be fair, but Mr. Rage, if you're listening, I hope that everything goes as well as it can. Yes, and I'm hoping that your mother pulls through. And with the technology these days and all that kind of stuff, and medical science, I really hope that a miracle can happen, and I'm sure it will. I've got everything crossed for you, and everyone in the ALR has as well, of course. Bart mentioned it to me about half an hour ago, Ben. So yes, I must say I'm very rubbish at these messages. To be fair, I probably should have written something down because that was a jumbling mess. Mr. Rage, of course, unfortunately for me personally, I did lose my mum to cancer as well way back 2017 now. Ironically, on the weekend of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2017, what a race it was as well. Some Green retired from the session there, so that's not very good. I was thinking that he wasn't going to be retired. But my mum unfortunately passed away 2017 on the weekend of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Quite horrific. That was indeed. Unfortunately, one of the best races I've ever were in the most recent times. Unfortunately, it's always marked by that memory. But yeah, Mr. Rage, I hope I thought I'd messed up completely, but Mr. Rage, I hope you and the family are as well as can be expected. And I hope that your mother pulls through. That's why a lot of drivers are going to have some pink helmets tonight, of course, to show support for Mr. Rages. And I certainly, I should have got the I should have got the ALR but unfortunately, I was in a bit of a rush today to get into the session. There was that Liam had an invalidation there, unfortunately, but. Mr. Rage, I hope you're doing as well as you can, and I'm sorry that, selfishly, I'm sorry you're not in the session tonight, because I do love it when you race, and to be fair, I try not to be biased, but let's be honest, I think Mr. Rage was one of the brilliant success stories of ALR Gold, and certainly that pole position from last season is up there with Dan Murphy's pole position from Silver back in Season 2. For me, one of the best qualifying laps I have ever. Well, unfortunately, I didn't witness. I only witnessed the end of it, but the memory just keeps on with me. Just definitely keeps on with me. And all that. But Mr. Age, I hope, you're all in good spirits. I've got everything across for you, and that is the most important. important part well, that's the most important thing I'm going to say in this gold stream, then. So, yeah, good luck with everything there. Of course, ALR, and I thought did say that, of course, anyone from gold, silver, and bronze is very much their DMs, and all, PMs, DMs, all that kind of stuff. Of course, we all support you, my good sir, and your family as well. And yes, as just watching, Cooper, who has gone quickest in the fry, he is going to be very, very under a bit of pressure, isn't he, tonight, Miss Coopers, and Vesey as well, because Ferrari have been pretty abysmal in the Constructors' Championship in ALR Gold this season. They have been quite disappointing indeed. Cooper's got the only points on the board at the moment for Ferrari, and this is Ferrari's backyard. One of 2 Grand Prix in Italy this year, and albeit, of course, we all know it is the San Marino Grand Prix, which I must say, I always thought it wasn't San Marino for majority of my younger life when watching this Grand Prix. So just now on board. Apparently, I am very quiet. Am I quiet? Goodness me, that's never like me, is it? Hang on a minute. I think it's because I'm talking quite deeply, which it's not like me at all, is it? All right, hang on a minute. Let me put me thingy majig up. There we go. Oh gosh, now I'm in the red. Apparently, I'm not meant to be in the red, but never mind. Right, just watching Marky then, who is just coming. Just coming out of the turn, the second. No, it's not the second. Let's move it. Goodness me, I'm all out of syncs tonight. Then Marky going across the line now to go faster so far. He has had an absolutely incredible. Incredible race last weekend at Miami, so hopefully he can take it going forward. Indigo currently on a 25. He hasn't set a personal best so far. Medium tires is on for a lot of driving. In medium tires, you know what? Is there going to be some rain affected here? Of course, last season this was a sprint event. This is not a sprint event here tonight, luckily, or unluckily, depending on your point of view. I say luckily, because I'm not a fan of the old sprints. Katie going well off the circuit there. Goodness gracious me. As we go out of going up the hill now as well. So Marky fast as well. Right, yeah, but Ferrari have got a lot of work to do, haven't they, in this session? Now, it's going to be a lot of Tifosi, very much then it's going to be very much supporting the Ferrari team, I'm sure of it, as well as Mr. Rage as well. Of course, Mr. Rage said, who's normally in the Red Bull, but he has been there's been a super sub in tonight for the Red Bull, and that is Young Lights, and who's been pretty formidable since super sub. And Katie going 5th fastest in the AlphaTauri. German has joined. Good stuff indeed there for German. Yeah, I can't see German on the charts at the moment, which is quite worrying. But you've got Lights going for another time run as well, and I'll read out the comments in just a few moments then. I had a McDonald's last night. It's really repeating on me. Sadly, well, my weekend, unfortunately, has been involved in the Gold Auto Towers. I'm not a man. I love speed, but I don't love speed. I don't love speed. No, not the drug. I don't love speed when I'm not in control. Yes, indeed. So I am a bit. I really don't like theme parks or anything like that. I must say, it is quite a scary place for me. Lights, they go for another time lap, but he's invalidated again at the top of the hill at Toza, I believe that is, isn't it? For Young Lights, so that's disappointing indeed. Got Milan out there as well. He could have got a 1-2 last week, but he got demoted all the way down to 14th, didn't he? After the shenanigans between himself and Percy, then, which I'm sure is a lot of what you guys going to be tuning in for tonight. Then, of course, is the showdown between Milan and Percy. Hopefully, they don't come as close as they were. As close as they did in Miami. Very controversial incident that was, wasn't there? Very much. There was a lot of drivers that some drivers said that Percy should have potentially gone for the up and under. Some drivers said that Milan should have given him more space on the outside. Very interesting. There's a very interesting dynamic about how this one. how this one is how this one unfolded. Milan going out fastest there by the first driver into the 14s. There's a lot of drivers out on medium tires at the moment, and I hazard a guess that I think there's rain afoot in there might be rain afoot or something, or maybe that maybe in the race there later on where they have to save some of those soft tires potentially, or is there going to be rain later on in this qualifying session? Now there's a lot of medium runners out there at the moment now. Vapor Shadows and Katie making their first appearances on the grid here tonight. Lights is making his fourth appearance in gold tonight as well. I love the helmet design, by the way, from Person. Magnificent stuff indeed. Here comes Troy, the world champion, medium compound tires. Not fast amount there for Troy. He's going to have to find something a bit more pace-wise than that then. Sloth in 15 pounds set of time yet. There's Nigel riding the curbs then. Chaz is in the pit lane moment. Equal's going into second fast in the Aston Martin so far then. I need to read the comments, then I will in a minute. We got look at those clouds out there. It's very threatening out there at the moment. It's there Boxtel second fast. I must say that we haven't seen the best out of Boxtel this season, have we? I I think that he is starting to come on a bit stronger as the race has gone on. But Boxtel is you're normally used to seeing him at the front. Well, he's not really been near the front at all this season, pace-wise. He did get his second position a couple of races ago, didn't he, in Azerbaijan? But I think tonight that we might see the best of it because he's in the 14s along with Amorto and Milan, and that's where we normally see where Boxtel is at. Vetigum 12 fast at the moment. They're all coming across the line, and Coop out in 10th position, but he's coming out of the garage. Liam in 9th position, Nigel in 8th at the moment there. And the Sloth is made to him to 4th position on soft tyres. And here's Person out of the final turn, and 18 turns around this incredible circuit. And as I said, that a lot of Percy is going to have to find some more time than that. Troy certainly has. He's gone up to 6th fast at the moment, but he's not in the 14th yet. He is in the 15.229 then, Troy is. Remember the comments from Milan last week now? I think that Milan was very much had a lot of emotion in him after the events that happened in turn 18 in Miami. But he did mention that he wants Troy to win there. Goodness me, that's very unusual for a teammate to say that, isn't it? I feel that I do think that Milan probably has a very good chance to win the championship along with Troy as well. So do you reckon that's mind games as well from Milan? I don't think it is. I think it was more of a raw emotion about the events that happened in Miami there between himself and Percy, of course. Liam going 7 fast at the boat there. Vesely coming across the line, going 7 fast as well in the Ferrari. Can Vesely get some points? He's the only driver not to score so far in gold this season, which a man of his talents there is absolutely surprising to me. But of course, he's got a long way to go. So, of course, the bottom 3 drivers normally. The ones that are normally the ones that are relegated down into silver. Just watching Coop. Favre mentioned that Coop has come on a long way. He certainly has indeed, Coop adds there. I think that he probably should have and could have scored more points there, but at the moment he is the lead Ferrari driver in the championship. And Ferrari over yesteryear has always favoured one driver over the other. I don't think they're going to do this season, though, are they, for the Ferrari team? But they do need to get some points on the board with Vesely, though, in the heart of the top 10. Coop currently in 14th position. Pizza, we was talking about just a minute ago. Then pineapple on pizza. Nosy is not a fan of. And taco pizza. Nigel said banana pizza, which I was absolutely horrified, to be honest. We have also got ALR pizza as well. Keza, evening, good evening to you, Keza. Mr. Rage, good luck to all drivers here, of course. And we've also got Equal. Sorry, I forgot to change my helmet. Don't worry, my good sir. Don't worry, my good sir. Of course, it's just a bit of support there. KD, I love KD's helmet, by the way. That's a beautiful Stars and Stripes helmet. I love that. I'm too quiet. Hopefully I'm not too quiet anymore. It's because I think it's because I was speaking more quietly than what I normally do. I think I'm not very confident in speaking serious and stuff like that. I really struggle. That might be the reason why I was quiet there. Always here for anyone at Farfar saying, of course, Farfar is a very good, may not be a good lobby master, as we found out last week when his son turned off his PlayStation, which, by the way, was one of my highlights of Miami. I absolutely loved that. I think it was hilarious. But it's KD that's done 3 laps now on the medium tyres, as he has now come back into the garage. I think that the rain might be coming up in this session there. But why is everyone gone out on the medium tyres? And I have no earthly idea. German and Green are out of this qualifying session. Chazza has come out now. Yes, Farfa, very good listener there. Of course, not a very good lobby host if he leaves his PlayStation in the facilities of his son there. But fantastic stuff. I love that. I think he's moved rooms now. I think he's in the bedroom. Hello, Camera Racer. Good luck to all drivers. Great stuff indeed. Then Koopa's come on massively. Even though my thoughts are with you, Mr. Ray said Silver. Showed them to how it's done. Bronze was better. Go on, Alpha Males. Troy running on fumes said, why are you all jealous about my pizza last night? And Farfa meets food then. Looks very cloudy. Farfa saying it's looking very dull, isn't it? Overcast. As Indigo then has crawling to a stop note. And Markey in 9th position. We just seen his teammate. I think that was his teammate. Was absolutely flying past the Nosy, who is down in 16th position on then this knockout qualifying session. Whilst, of course, the other things that was happening over the course of the week, apart from the fallout from Miami, which was quite spectacular indeed, wasn't it? I love that. As that Knowles, and then, of course, with the beautiful pink and blue helmet. Purple in the sector one, and the other fallout was that some drivers was lobbying, as Equus retired from the session for fifth position, some drivers was lobbying to maybe go to short qualifying over this knockout qualifying session format. Of course, only gold has knockout qualifying session, while silver and bronze does not. Who's that gone across the line? I think that was one of the Alpha Towers. And Vapor Shadows has done a much better fist of things. I think he's making his debut tonight at the season. I don't think he's making his full-blown debut though. I haven't got me Yoda thingamajig up yet of the spreadsheet there. Shocking behaviour, I know. Well, because football was back now, that's my excuse anyway. Liverpool and Chelsea, well, I must be I was on tenterhooks. I'm quite happy with that result, to be fair. Going across the line, Knowles is going to be quite happy with that result as well. Maybe the draw, I'm not too sure about that, but certainly P6 on the grid on the soft tyres there. But I think that Knowles is going to be, it's going to be a bit vulnerable. Maybe. I'm so stupid like this. I don't think that's his Charles Leclerc impression. It might be, but he's down in 18th there. He has not set he's on a 16 then. Has something gone wrong? Immortal's retired from the session. And but I think that Lights, I'm trying to see why he's only got a minute to go. So Lights there is having issues that could be rain in the race set. I've for a long quality gives me more time to drink. As we got a reserve debut of Farfa saying there for Vapor Shadows. And I'm not sure if it's full-blown debut though in gold, is it? I'll have a look at that in a minute. And Indigo very much resting his Red Bull car as his Lights turn on the pit lane now. I'm not sure why he's saying he's a bit silly. German has left the session there. A bit concerning for German there because whilst he's talking about short qualifying or long qualifying, the other, and of course, Milad's escapades with Percy, or Percy's escapades with Milad, which I do like to be honest, of course. I mean, it's nice to see all the drivers are friendly there. Of course, that's one of our main messages that I was talking about earlier on then, of course, with Mr. Rage, and of course, everyone, I hope you show your support for Mr. Rage as best as you can. Marky has gone up to 4 fast in the second Alpine, but I do like it when the drivers do get, when the drivers also get a bit of each other, isn't it? 'Cause this is a competitive sport nonetheless, isn't it? But of course, don't get too competitive. Of course, they're to argue every time because, of course, at the end of the day, it's only a game, isn't there? As much as I like to, I can't say much. Sometimes I get very feisty when certain things don't go my way. But normally, after a ham sandwich, I'm in fine and dandy. KD down in up in the second position. Coop as in soup up in the seventh as well. Checker flag is fluttering in the breeze. Lights is unfortunately Lights is saying he's stupid, and unfortunately, that might be the reason why he's out of qualifying. Along with German, who's got connection issues once again. We'll talk about that in a minute. Green out of qualifying. Lights in 18th position. He didn't get across the line in time. Nigel out of qualifying, so I was struggling here tonight. Liam, up into 5th position there. What about Percy? It's between Percy and Chazza, and it is Percy through, but he is lacking pace in that Williams car, as we've also got one of the Ferraris eventually moved up into 7th position as well. But Percy very luckily through then, with Chazza not in this qualifying session to do much about it, but good heavens above, that was a very unusual qualifying session, I must admit. And a lot of drivers going out on medium tyres to begin with. They're very much through me, but in the end now, of course, most of the drivers did finish on the soft tyres. I'm very interested to understand why a lot of drivers use medium tyres there. Normally you don't see that in qualifying one, do we? So interesting developments here in this quality session. Oh, now. A furlong quality. Oh, I've read that. Sorry, mushroom. Could be raining. I've read that one as well. Don't think you'll have any tactical tasters tonight. I simply don't know a lot around here. Only the track limits are the driver's biggest problem. That's a tactical taster there for you, Tango. So because I didn't even mention the track limits yet, have I? I think I briefly mentioned something earlier on, but yes, that is Tango's tactical tasters for tonight. Then is the track limits there. But he says he doesn't know much about this place. Well, he certainly needs to know a bit about this place, and to know that track limits can be brutal. So we've lost our bottom 5 drivers. Then we'll go for that in a minute. And if Milan wasn't so fast, the inset wouldn't have happened. So Milan's fault. Brutal. I love it. Equals Nigel. Fingers crossed. With also I don't think that's a high five emoji. That is a prayer. Watching that light set. It's currently so lights out qualifying. Now that is very disappointing indeed then, isn't it, from young lights? Goodness gracious me. Look at that, Milan at 10th for a second in front of KD. KD on the soft tire side, but Boxan also on the medium tire side, so it's not going to be all Milan's way, is it? There is one at the moment, and German out of qualifying. Technical gremlins for German. Hopefully that is hopefully that is not going to be that's not going to be causing his issues here in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Lights in 18th position. Then, of course, we heard that he was so silly and unfortunately he didn't leave the garage in time. Nigel in 17th, Chaz in 16th there. But look at that, Percy only through by the skin of his nose. Off just in the comments saying that he is slow around here. Percy struggling, who is the championship leader at the moment now. Oh dear, oh dear. That is not good, is it, then, as we go on into Quali 2 here tonight, then. Serious Rush saying Roland Ratzenberg died on my birthday around here. There's a fact. Yeah, that tragic weekend in 94 really, it's horrifying, isn't it, to see some of the events there about what happened in 94. Of course, the other thing was, of course, was Roman's Barrichello as well. Lucky, wasn't he, to get out of the car, and unfortunately, not Aaron Senna lost his life as well, which is one of the biggest. Yes, serious. Roland Ratzenberg was Austrian like me. Yeah, Ratzenberg was driving the Simtech, wasn't he? He wasn't really making much of an impact in the season so far, was he? Roland Ratzenberg wasn't there, but by the sounds of it, he didn't damage his wing on the front on like a curb, didn't he? And unfortunately, that wing went underneath him and slammed very hard into the wall. Of course, that's why we have a lot of chicanes around here now to really break up the flow. And that's why a lot of these modern circuits now have chicanes. Why, of course, they modified the Canadian Grand Prix, didn't they? It's now a long back straight rather than a very curvy straight. Of course, Spain there, they now have instead of going out in turn 9, it's now more of a right angle. It's still a very quick corner, don't get me wrong. Heikki Kovalainen crashed there quite heavily in 2008, but it was more a fast flowing corner than what it is now. So they also made that modified to Spain. They did modifications in Belgium, of course. Eau Rouge was completely modified, wasn't it? There, so they had like a bit of some cones in the middle of the chicane in middle of Eau Rouge and Radion in Spa as well, didn't they? 30th of April 94, he died then. Lucas, you turned off the line. No wonder you're slow. Haha, troops are saying then. As just now fly as Milan there just let in. Who was that for? Was that on the hands card? It was a William. Yeah. Whoa, 13 minutes going to qualifying session. Well, it's gone from very dull to absolutely beautiful here in Imola now, hasn't it? Fantastic indeed. Then, as I might get out my old legs, I think, and get some tan on the go. As I'm very pasty white, I must say at the moment there. Right, well, I'm a ginger, and I'm not meant to be on the 70. Here comes Liam. Yeah, he's going to be the first man to cross the line to set a time out there. So qualifying 2, then we're going to lose another 5 drivers. Then, of course, that's 11th down to 15th. Talking about German's issues. And last week, German was saying he may have to give up a seat the season 6 champion because there's issues at the moment with his internet, which is absolutely heartbreaking to hear, isn't it? For German to give up his seat there because he is. Of course, German is a champion. We like to keep our champions as much as possible, don't we, in ALR? But unfortunately, if German, if German can't get the internet sorted out, then it is going to cause problems for himself and other drivers, isn't there? I think someone suggested, I can't remember who it was now. Someone suggested, of course, having those plugs that plug in by the side of your router, and of course use the electrical circuits around your house then to maybe help with the Wi-Fi. So we'll see how that one goes as well. The smallest margins here. Hello there. Also as well. Goody, General Kenobi. Good stuff to do then. Podium tonight, Chazza. Well, Chaz is down in 16 for the one. It is. I must say, it's a very tough circuit to overtake on. If Chazza gets a podium here tonight, that would be an absolutely fantastic result, and probably the drive for his life. And he's not driving a Peugeot either. No shade on Chaz, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a narrow circuit, isn't there? So it's a narrow circuit to overtake on here, isn't there? It's going to be a tough one. Lievia going fast, about a 15.2 to set us on our journey. Milan has done a 15.6. I would suspect, if Munchen might have to correct me here, but I suspect that's on the medium, on the scrub medium tyres. 300 a second quicker than Liam Yet is Equals, who I think so far has been the most impressive of the season, the Aston Martin. He has taken the goal like a duck to water. Well, KD has found some amazing pace on that AlphaTauri. 14.7 there for KD, and brilliant stuff indeed there for AlphaTauri. Lucas Percy struggling. He was in the 15s, he's in the 16s, and in this qualifying too for the Williams car. We got one of the Alpines there parked at the exit there. Oh no, and that's not good at all. Disqualified for blocking the pit lane, and Marky, if he has any luck, is bad luck here. Oh dear, oh dear. And I think he was just trying to get out of the way, but Marky has had the most rottenest of bad lucks in gold so far. And a lot of the issues have not been his fault at all for Marky, and that's one of the issues again there. Of course, this is usually where I go on to the tyre head of Ayrton, of course, blocking the pit lane and getting disqualified as well in the Dutch Grand Prix. I don't know. I don't know why I love bringing that up, because I know that Ayrton loves to hear it as well, doesn't he? Just watching Sloth there. Oh, getting the car very out of shape there. And also starting his lap as well at the top of the crest of the hill. Then. No, that's fresh tires I'm thinking, so this is why this is what I need you guys in the comments, isn't it, really? Because there's me trying to sound smart, and I'm absolutely nowhere near it. So there's me trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about, and it's got absolutely backfired. That's it. Chance, I'll try, but no chance, and that's the spirit of Chance. Of course, Chance giving us a fist bump as well. I love it. Out to the final turn. We had some milestones. I think it's Milan's 70th Grand Prix start line. So good stuff indeed there for Milan. Of course, a two-time Grand Prix winner. Probably could have been more. He's always been quick at Milan. I think he's the second highest pole sitter in ALR history now, and only 6-7 pole positions behind the all-time record in, of course, in ALR Gold, I should stress, which is Emerson with 22 pole positions to his name now. DRS and fun fact as well, I think this is the last race I ever commentated on Ayrton was actually in Imola. Immortal going fast. No, it wasn't Emerson's last race. He raced in Italy, didn't he, in silver as a cameo. Mortal going fast there, 6 seconds in front of KD. Magnificent stuff indeed. What about Knowlesy? Knowlesy then coming out of... going up the hill as well. I've forgotten the corner name. Shocking. It's because I've slept. It's because I've had McDonald's. That's why. But I thought so with you, Mr. Race tonight, my good sir. Apologies, I forgot to change my helmet colour in support. Of course, it was very late on, wasn't it? Then that we received the message, but I think that Mr. Race definitely does appreciate your comments there. We have also got. Can't believe it got disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Couldn't have moved to the left lane because the lads are on a fast lap. Is the helmet change just for gold? To be honest, I think you need to change your helmets throughout the week. I think, well, it's as long as you want to. Knowles coming out in a second. Milan is fair enough. Oh, goodness me, if I upset him, I probably have, haven't I? Right, there's nothing going for a pass. Good time there for Knowles. He's looking very much on par tonight. It's lovely stuff indeed there. It's now coming out, and now getting Vessi there, just coming up the brow of the hill. Here is Vessi in the Ferrari. Both Ferraris are through in the qualifying too. I should have mentioned that a bit more, shouldn't I, really? Whilst I've been waffling on, but great stuff indeed there for as I mentioned, only 4 points so far in the Constructors' Championship. They are 29 points behind the Alpine in 9th position there. So Vettel there just hop, skip, and a jump now. One of my memories about that chicane is I think Fernando Alonso's first mistake in Formula One. I think in the Grand Prix anyway, is in his European minority where he took too much curb there and crashed into the barriers. Didn't he, Fernando did? Back in 2001. Good God, shocking is that. I think that this race in 2000 Vettel goes across the line, going at 97 fastest. Good stuff indeed for Vettel. I think that one of but 2001 Imola Grand Prix is probably one of my favourites, to be honest. Up to that point, well, I say up to that point, I think 2000, the early stage of 2001 season was all right. I thought Brazil was good, Malaysia was good as well. Really good, some really good races there. But Imola was really good as well. Of course, I think Ralf Schumacher. I think this was Ralf Schumacher's first Grand Prix win, wasn't it, in the BMW Williams? He took off the line quite incredibly as well. But I remember Michael Schumacher having the most awfulest bad luck here, didn't he? He had a very uncompetitive car in Imola that day, didn't he? As there was a major balancing a major issue with the handling. Then had a puncture, and then I think he just called it a day, didn't he? In the end, but he had so much bad luck in this one race, didn't he? Michael Schumacher did back then. We also had the classic Trulli train as well, where Trulli was leading I think it was a longer line of 6, 7, 8 cars, wasn't there? Up in the 3rd or 4th position at the time as well. I love that race. It was a good one, wasn't it? Far on PS4 now, just in his name, come up, laugh out loud. Far's probably got bored. Far's probably got bored of what of my commentary of talking about all kinds of nonsense, and has decided to go and play a bit of I don't know what Far plays anymore these days. I don't know, maybe I might be playing the FIFA beta actually. Of course, any of you lucky enough to get the FIFA beta. Liam, who is in a 3rd position in the Haas car. I got to say, this is very close in competitive times, isn't it? And also, what I'm also liking here is. What I'm also liking here is that there's a lot of incredible times out there. Right from the get-go, Liam, Nolsey, KD, both the Ferraris looking good as well. Boxtel first time run was not very good then as he comes over the brow of the hill now. Well, I say not very good. To be honest, well, it probably wasn't a very good time there for Boxtel. Let's see what the last season's runner-up can do that. I think it's 11th time Grand Prix winner Boxtel is out to the final 3rd across the line, going 2nd fast there, 10th of a second behind a Mortal in the Williams car. Let's see what Vapor Shadows can do then. Of course, this is his first appearance tonight in the AlphaTauri. Of course, the little splash of red then on the AlphaTauri. Of course, AlphaTauri will be changing their name for ALR in season 11. Then, of course, in the real world of Formula 1, it'll be the next season in 2024. Of course, where they're going to be Hugo Boss Balls racing. That's not good for Vapor Shadows, though, is it? He's invalidated this time, and unfortunately, he's done it on. He's coming to pits now, isn't it? Indigo looking quicker earlier on in the session. He's looking quicker again than Indigo. He's up into 4th fastest there in the Red Bull. Lucas Percy there, 3 seconds down. He's 7th at the moment there, but I think he's on an end lap. All drivers on an end lap at the moment there. Serious mention, I don't believe that's Percy's pace set. I love this shot. Then, of course, one of the longest pit lanes in Formula 1 is if you get a drive-through around here, it's going to be quite painful because whilst you're at the pit lane speed limiter, your rivals are going flat out then through Imola then. So that is not what you want. And KD, very happy with that, as he is now... he is now coming back out. Sorry, he's retired from the session. That's better. That's better. He knew he wasn't in the 116s. Percy now in the 115s, and there's a low 115 as well on the edge of the 14s. There, we got a very early 114 there for Mortal. Do you reckon we're going to get into the 113s before the end of this one? Then we'll wait and see, shall we? Good things come to those who wait. Then I'm sure that was a was that a Strongbow advert or Guinness? Might have been Guinness, I don't know. Watching the Ferrari, here he is then, Coop, as Farf mentioned already earlier on then, Coop most improved, one of the most impressive drivers of the Gold season so far, in a very unhappy Ferrari camp as well, so very impressive stuff to see there. Immortal driver from the session as well, very interesting stuff to see KD so quick, and Immortal also quick as well around here, great stuff to see. Milan in the drop zone, along with Cooper on board with now, just about to get it, rev it up and let it go. Vapor Shadows, we've seen having issues, and Troy has not set a time yet in the world champion in 14, and Markey down in 15th position as well. Keza is predicted very confidently that the pole will be in 113s there. If he gets into the 113s, I am quitted. We are very close to the 113s there. I think that it's probably... am I going to say a foregone conclusion? No, no, nothing is ever a foregone conclusion in Formula One. Across the line, then Coop as now going to enjoy the circuit almost to himself there, as there is 4 or 5 drivers out on circuit alone, so probably not to himself then, as much as I was saying. Not going too far on these curbs, and those curbs are very can be very dangerous indeed into the Villeneuve chicane as well, of course. And now I must admit, then, of course, one of my all-time favorite clips of Formula One is Gilles Villeneuve driving around. I think it was the Dutch Grand Prix in 1979, I believe it was there, of course, with 3 wheels on his wagon, so to speak, there, as he was trying to get back to the pits. He did retire in the end, because the car with the wheel completely ripped off the rear suspension. But that was incredible. That was Gilles Villeneuve, only 6 Grand Prix wins in his career in the end there for Gilles Villeneuve. One driver that we lost far too early, didn't we? But I think that it's one of my earliest memories of Formula One was watching like clips from. There used to be a video called Murray's Magic Moments, and just watching some of Gilles Villeneuve's moments was absolutely incredible. Also, the incredible battle with Dijon in France between himself and Rennie Arnoux. I think it was one of the Renners, wasn't it? For Coop going 6 past, he's not concerned about Gilles Villeneuve at the moment, is he? Or not concerned about my wafflings. Anyway, here's Milan then, a very dirty Mercedes. So Milan's going to have to get his elbows out and start scrubbing that side pod. But out of the final turn there for car 50 across the grid edge now, and Milan going second fast in the Mercedes. And he should see him safely through there. 1 minute to go in this qualifying session. Equals has had an issue on that lap, so he's going to have to go around again. Then outlap said for everyone that's on circuit at the moment. Then Troy on circuit as well. On board now with the world champion. Troy then is goes a bit wide, but not too wide. Then Troy very much an ultimate pressure cooker. But remember last season there, he thrived on these one lap wonders, didn't he? Especially in qualifying 1 and 2. Then look at the eyes there. He said a brief clip there with Troy. And very focused is he in that Mercedes car. Climbs up the hill now as well. Michael Schumacher had a horrific smash there in 1995 in his Benetton, didn't he? There, and I think that was in the race as well, in a very much a drying track in the 95. I think that David Hill went on to win that race with the 2 Ferraris second and third. I do like the 95 race around here. Very incredible indeed. That it sounds like I must admit, it sounds like I'm an anti-Schumacher fan. I must admit, I was not a big fan of Schumacher in the early 2000s because he kept winning a lot. Then that's definitely because I must say some of the early 2000s, especially 2002, some races were not very interesting. Troy out the final turn, then Troy across the line. Troy fastest there, 14 flat there. He is through into qualifying 2 there. The champion thrives on those last lap wonders there. Who is that off? Slough off the circuit, and that's Slough out of qualifying as well. Percy down in 10th position. He's in the danger at the moment. Equals could not improve. But what about Fez? He's a 10th for a second up. Vapor Shadows has not set a time just yet either. Cooper's finished his time then. He is in 8th position. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Liam is in 6th position then. What about Fez? He's 11th. He's out qualifying. Cooper's out qualified. His very experienced teammate there. And it is Percy and Vapor Shadows. And Vapor Shadows is through. Knowles is on the edge. He's 3,000 a second up then. Down in the second split time. What about Percy? He has struggled all through qualifying. Across the line, Percy is out of qualifying. The championship leader, who is second in the championship, I should say, out of qualifying. Knowles is invalidated, but luckily, by the skin of the nose cone, Alpine are through, or one Alpine is through. Nonetheless, my goodness me, Immortal looking at the danger man then. Equaz has bottled it, unfortunately. Mediums were used, so 2 sets of soft tyres for qualifying 3, whereas Milan has gone 3 sets of tyres for qualifying 3. Oh, goodness gracious me there. Milan looking on form, isn't he, here tonight then. Troy through into fast in that qualifying 2 session. Markey disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, i.e. was trying to let drivers out the way and unfortunately got disqualified harsh. Sloth made a mistake then and is out of qualifying. Equals then bottled it, as he mentioned. Vesey out in 12th position, and Percy, the man who's second the world championship, out down in 11th position there for Percy. He said he was lacking pace, and goodness gracious me, that is going to be some work he has to do for the Williams team tonight. Moomin, oh, Equals, you silly sausage. Then Troy is a beast, then that's better. Milan, laugh out loud from Series Mushroom as well. As we roll on into qualifying three. Perfect opportunity to give you a cheeky plug as well. Of course, we are back to full schedule this week. Of course, we have got gold, silver, and bronze here, and then of course F2 is also back as well. We had a week off in F2 last week in Miami. Poor Vintage. I hope he wasn't waiting in the lobby for us because I think he was keen to have a race, wasn't he? Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so was it? But yes, we're back in Formula 2 action then for this race, and as the garages are now getting ready to go then, and let's go then. It's AlphaTauri then struggling to come on the pit, sir. The stewards took excuse me, I had myself on mute, shocking. Right, yes, we're on board KD then, of course, Miami, Milan saying that what a 20-second penalty does to him, and then the stewards took a very dim view on Milan in Miami and did rule that Milan in Miami was at fault, and so he's got a 20-second penalty. So basically, he's got to finish 20 seconds in front of the next car and the car behind him if he wants to retain his position there. Safety cars around here is quite, I would say, quite high because it's an old school circuit. If you're going to go off, you're going to go off in a big way around here. Just need a good start. Equals saying, and Big Mac Meal with chocolate milkshake. Gerwin is saying perfect. I had a strawberry milkshake yesterday. I love a strawberry milkshake. I only discovered about the McDonald's milkshakes not too long ago. I think it was about 2 years ago. It was around the dreaded COVID years that I discovered the milkshake, and ever since then I have been in. Lost 5 tenths of a second. Section 1 person is saying, was that a mistake there from Percy? That car's around. That car's around, unfortunately, but Katie has kept it out of the wall, which is more than what Fizzy Keller did there in 2005. So great stuff indeed there for KD, albeit he's not going to be happy too much, though, because, of course, he's thrown away that love potential set of tyres there. But at least he's still in qualifying there. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed then. So was it Percy's fault, Milan? All right, Sean, I hope you're good, mate. I'm always good, my good sir. Mushroom, why are you still moving on? No, about last week. He was penalised, so let's move on then. To be fair, that was my fault, Percy, then. I did bring it up earlier on, didn't I? Bang for shadows and below. I think that Percy is right foot to tell me to move on. I will move on now, as of course that is all done and dusted. That is the issue books, and away we go. Right, Knowles is in the pits at the moment now. I'm wondering if he's used a lot of soft tyres to get himself into qualifying free. Potentially. Coupe, great qualifying as well. Then brilliant stuff in the Ferrari. Out-qualifies teammate Bez as well. Vapor Shadow's looking very good at the moment, isn't there, as he comes out of the final turn. Coming across the line then, and a 14.4 there for Vapor Shadows. Very quick off the, very quick then. Liam, yeah, 15.2 then so far. What about Coupe then? He starts us up now. He's a bit behind the 8 ball. Milan is abandoned his time and coming into the garage there. KD invalidated his time then, but he is going around again. KD is there, so he still wants to opt then. And Jordy Boxall, 13.9 then. Pole position there for the McLaren driver. Wow. Wow, good stuff indeed there for Boxall. He is going for his 14th pole position of his career in ALR at the moment. And goodness me, that's a very good stuff indeed. And Morto's on pole now. Morto, who has never had pole position in an ALR Gold race before, is currently on pole. But look at that, then the minutest of margins there. 200ths of a second here tonight. Golly gosh, my goodness me, that is incredible. And that is actually longer than it takes for me to get to the fridge. That's magnificent stuff indeed. That's how quick they are around here. That is how close the margins are. It's a Coupe then attacking the chicane at the top of the hill. Now we go down into the final part of the lap now. Oh goodness gracious me. Just on board now, and there's a movement saying I have messed up Miami and I anticipated a safety car, so I ran less fuel and ended up forgetting to run out of fuel. Silly mistake there, don't worry, we all do that, don't worry about that. Movement there, so go on Coop as well. Coop, will Jordy, wow, Jordy has just made me quit with that. Goodness me, as Troy has gone third fastest in the Mercedes as well, whilst he was on board with Coop. So it is Immortals on pole position there, with Boxed Out alongside him, Troy in third with Vapor in fourth position there, Liam fifth. We've got 5 drivers not set a time yet. We're looking at one of them now, which is Noel Stennis. He comes over the brow of the hill. Yes, happy 70th race then for Milan. Good stuff indeed there. And also, we also had another milestone somewhere, didn't we? Someone else also was started a milestone as well, but I can't see who it was now. Oh, a 75th Grand Prix start for German as well. Happy 75th there to you, German. Great stuff indeed. Then there's Knowlesy, who is talking whilst we got Knowlesy, and of course Knowlesy starting his 87th Grand Prix tonight, whilst Nigel is starting his 94th start as well. It's a good stuff indeed. Knowlesy has unfortunately taken a shortcut somewhere and is going to invalidate it, come back into the pits. And I wonder, 6 minutes ago. I think has he got another set of soft tyres? No, I think so. He's staying up there. It is quite a short lap around here. Here comes Milan. Then, as I mentioned, he is the second highest in terms of pole positions there with 14. Tackles the first chicane. Up into the Viona chicane as well for Milan. For some reason, I keep saying Miami for Milan. I don't know why. Right, here comes Milan then, as going in to Toes, I believe. It's only got the circuit map from it, so he rides up the hill as well. There's an Olds in the background in the Alpine machine. But of course, this man going for his 15th pole position of his career in ALR. Immortal is hoping for his first pole position of his career in ALR. Box hoping to equal Milan's current situation, which he is on 14 now. Of course, Boxed Out on 13 at the moment. And here comes Milan. He's gone purple in the second sector as well for the Mercedes-Benz. Look at that now. It's running not too wide then. Just going down to the final part of the lap then for Milan. Then it's of course not running out too wide then, and now out to turn 18, and he comes up to the line as well. And let's see what he can do. It's a 13.9 is the target. It's a 14 flat there from Milan there, and he is third, and it's an all Mercedes Road 2 at the moment there. But I think is there anything left in the piggy bank there for Milan? We'll find out. Indigo's invalidated his time as well, so we've got a bit of a lull now, haven't we? Boxed Out's out. Well, I say a bit of a lot, but here comes Boxed Out, and he wants his 14th pole position of his career. And this race, I think, this session is the first time, this session or this event is the first time, in my opinion, that Boxed Out has been very much on it, hasn't it? Because he's struggled in the first 5 races there, but now the McLaren driver, let's see what he can do. McLaren have had a decent start, haven't they? But I feel that Boxed Out is very much, look at those eyes, and he is focused, Boxed Out is here. This is the man who was running up last season, the championship, took the championship down almost to the wire there, didn't he, for Boxed Out. But now then, is he back at the front then for Boxed Out on board the McLaren Mercedes driver now then. Hold on to your hats, everyone, as we're into the second part of the circuit as well. Guess on the power, 130, 40, 50 miles an hour then. Up into the chicane as well, 10 for a second up. That's enough for pole position as it goes over the top of the chicane. Doesn't go out too wide because that's a track invalidation. Now you don't want to extend your limits, do you? Look at that, the telemetry says 30% then. And in 7th gear, breaking down into 4th gear. 3rd gear was temporarily at a bit of correction of the car, and before accelerating away once again, then beep in your ear. DRS is in pole position. It is pole position there, a 13.7 there for Boxed Out. Magnificent stuff indeed. Really well done then. Boxed Out pole position there with 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session there. Now his rivals, and what are they going to do? What are they going to do is they come out of the pit lane now. Troy, Vapor, KD is now all in the mix, and they want to respond to Boxed Out throwing the gauntlet down here. Indigo in 9th position. He hasn't set a time yet. KD hasn't set a time either. Coop and Nosey also have not set times yet with 2 minutes to go in this session. And I've used up all my XP. That's not good. Right, as Indigo's gone very quick in the second split time now. 49.9, I think it was. Oh, look at that. He has rested the car. Oh, that's what I love about this circuit. It is old school indeed, isn't it now? Of course, track extensions, shortcuts, everything. You cannot have any of that there. No car park runoffs, and there's gravel around the circuit there. And incredible stuff indeed. A 13.6 is incoming, says Keza there. As up into 6 goes Indigo, just in front of Liam at the moment. KD. Down the bottom part of the circuit, and Troy on and out left moment. Vapor's invalidated this time, then, so we're going to stick with KD. I don't know why I went the wrong way around there. I love him, and I cannot lie then. Equal said it's all hot and flustered, and Geordie is so planted through that chicken. Absolutely mega stuff indeed. He really is indeed. Personally, I apologise. It was me that brought up the Miami stuff from last week then, so it's yeah. Oh, KD's gone very wide there. Very wide indeed. I think that Serious Russia was just commenting on what I commented on. So yes, that was my fault. Right, so just watching Vapor as KD's retired from the session. That is a blow for KD, because I think that KD was in the mix for this qualifying pole position and potential, or at least on the second or third row here. Lovely shot there from Troye. Now going up the hill then. It's yellow flags, 1, 2, and 3. Do not worry about the yellow flags on the one. There's Nosy then, cruising. Fun fact, Kimi Räikkönen steering wheel fell off there, didn't it? And he went right into the wall. One of the most unusual. And that was also in 2001 as well. I don't know why I remember a lot about the F1 2001 San Marino Grand Prix wheel. Right, Troy then coming up into the chicane as well. I must say, I lived every inch of that lap there with box. Oh no! Troy has invalidated his time, and I'm wondering, that could be costly here. Look how dull it's got there. Look how dull it's got in there. The weather has been threatening all the way through this qualifying session. As the track conditions have cooled now, so how is this going to affect the drivers? As we come up to the hill, then over 160, 165, 170 miles an hour. As at the top of the hill goes Vapor Shadows. And as I said, I think it's, let me see if this is Vapor Shadows. It's been bothering me all the way through this qualifying session. Now, it is not Vapor Shadows' debut tonight. Vapor Shadows has raced in 2 Grand Prix before tonight then, so Vapor Shadows making a return to the grid tonight. Good stuff indeed. I probably should have looked at that before I started the stream. However, prepare to fail, fail to prepare, and all that kind of stuff, which I do a lot of the time, don't I really? But there you go. I must say, Vapor's invalidated his time. And who's up behind him there? That's one of the McLarens there of Boxer, who's finished his lap, so do not need to worry about that for the moment there. Milan. What's he doing then? Look at that. I love that shot there. Look at that Milan there. Already focused, isn't he? Look at that as he looks over. As he looks over now as well. Oh no! And Milan is in the wall! And my golly gosh there. And Milan is out of the qualifying session. Liam, who's 5/10 of second up, Liam, is. And now as he comes out of the second chicane, what can Liam do then? Can he get himself up into 6 here? He can indeed. That's a great time there from Liam, great stuff indeed. Here's Nolsey. I'm looking at the wrong car, I think. I've got all over the place. Immortal's into the pits, and Troy's into the pits as well. Cooper's still on the lap then. And here comes Nolsey out of the final turn then. And let's see then what Nolsey can do. He's 9 faster than I think he ran out of fuel, Nolsey. He certainly lost there. And Coop in 8th position there. But it is Boxtel on pole position. I don't think I've said that this season. His 14th pole position. He is joint second in the all-time pole position stakes then, along with Milan. And fantastic stuff indeed there. But yes, this is Boxtel's second pole position season. I apologise profusely to Boxtel. I should pay more attention there. But his second pole position after the one in Bahrain then, so Boxtel on pole position there, and him and McLaren are going to be absolutely overjoyed with this result. Really good stuff indeed. Right, anyway, where was I? So we just got Luke. People pushing too hard. Those mistakes are creeping in. Lack of penalties could decide this. A Milan classic right here. And of course, no, it's no one's fault. I just wanted to I just want to know who got 20-second penalties because it affects the race, and it's so good to know from a viewer's perspective. It is indeed, and of course that also means that the commentator should probably read the race review. I do read the race review, I must say, but by the time the race goes around, I forget what goes on. I can't remember what I had for dinner today. Box style pole position by almost 2/10 a second around here. That is mighty. Great pole from Box style. Second pole of the season, his 14th of his career. Both Mercedes on road too, but they made a mess of that final run, and a lot of people did. But Boxtel did it. He kept the pace. He kept the pace. He kept the mistakes to a minimum and got pole. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Right, as we now go on to the race itself, there is no sprint in Imola this season, and so we're going straight into the race as well. No rain at the moment there, but so there is me trying to hypothesize, which is not a very good thing to do, is it, to be fair? As we now get going. Tango, welcome back. Welcome back, Box. In the championship, Troy leads the championship by a slender 8 points at the moment. He's on 69 points. Nice. Second position is Percy, with third position, Immortal, then 13 points separates Immortal and Troy. That's how tight it is in the top of the standards. Gamer is just dropped off her, so not racing here again even tonight. Then it's a very good, consistent starters. Unfortunately, had a bit of as unfortunately struggling. Mr. Raging Bull. Then of course all our thoughts go out to Mr. Raging Bull, who of course, he found out that his mum had cancer a few weeks ago, and he's in the hospital for her at the moment. And all our thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Raging Bull, and and the drivers are showing their support right now tonight with their pink helmets. And no formation lap here tonight. There is a formation lap here tonight, which is good indeed because it gives me time to talk about all kinds of good stuff in terms of the championship. Milan in sixth position in the championship, then in the Mercedes, 37 points behind the championship leader and his teammate at the moment, Troy. Boxstall in 7th, 38 points behind the championship leader, then, which it could and should be more than, but a lot of mistakes have been made from all the top runners this season. 8th is Liam, solid start then with Chazza in 9th and Equals, brilliant start in 10th position there. Sloth in 11th on 20 points then. Nolsey in 12th position on 17, 16 for Gurman. Sam Green and Mark also on 16 as well. Indigo on 9, 4 for Siege, 4 for Coop, 2 for Nigel, none for Vesley. Constructors Championship, Williams leads the way, 41 points in front of Mercedes, who are now back up to second then. Alfa Romeo in third then, 8 points away from the Mercedes team. Alfa Tari in fourth, who were the Constructors Championships last season, but they're going to have an almighty race here tonight. Both drivers are subs as well tonight for Alfa Tari. McLaren in fifth position, so start for the McLaren team. 6th is the Aston Martin on 50 points then, 46 points there for Red Bull, 45 points for the Haas team, 33 points for Alpine, and only 4 points so far for the Scuderia Ferrari. Gurman's left the session again. Oh dear, that's not looking good, is it? I'll get pole position Tuesday, then you'll all win the lottery then. I really hope so, seriously. I actually do hope so. Actually, I'd love to win the lottery. Boxtel then, to us, I need to buy a ticket first as well, but I need to also find my idea for how to do that. Boxtel pole position then. Soft tyres for Immortal, for Percy, and for Green. Everyone else is on the medium tyres. Boxtel pole, 14th for his career. Immortal second, soft tyres. Third is Milan with 4th is Troy. Then 5th position is Vapor Shadows. Liam Yeh in 6th. 7th Indigo. Coop in 8th position. Great qualifying for Coop. 9th position is Nosey. KD down in 10th position. Made a mistake and qualified. Out of position. Percy in 11th position. He's got a lot of work to do. The man who's second in the championship. Vezzi in 12th. Equals in 13th. Sloth 14th. Markey disqualified unfairly in 15th. Chaz in 16th. Nigel struggling in 17th. Lights made a mistake in qualifying. Did come out the pit lane. Down in 18th. Sam Green at soft tyres in 19th. Gurman out of the race at the moment in 20th position as they all line up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. I can't say it. I've tried. It's terrible. Lights is on. Gurman's in the session, and when they go out, we'll be racing in Imola. It's lights out, and it's go. No, it's Gurman's gone, but I think that might be a jump start. Now we're going here, and Buckstow gets away nicely. Where's the front there? Where's the front? Because there's a motor there. Look at them all flying through here, and goodness me, and now they're in turn one. Then Milan is having a second for their stories. He's gone up the inside, but look at that. It's out Ferrari. It's out Ferrari. I think that was when the Ferrari's going up there. No, it wasn't. Then Coops just dropped 2 minutes there, but I thought that was worse than what it was. Lights is off. Huge smash there. Lights is off. Markey's down at the back of the field. Lights out of the Grand Prix, and really that is just That is just his day, really, in a nutshell. Gurman has got damage as well as a VSC that lights out of the Grand Prix. My goodness gracious me. That. So, Indigo at 2 positions, Vapor down 2 positions, and Nosey flying up as well, up a position. Percy up 2. Percy's got a 5-second penalty, then 4, ignoring yellow flags there in the Williams car. And so, Percy's not going to be too happy with that, is he? So, just now watching the Williams drive, and VSC is out at the moment. It hasn't cleared just yet. Marky will have to come to the pits, I'm sure of it. Is he? Yeah, he will. And I think Gurman's going to have to come to the pits as well because he's also got damage there. Gurman's also got a 5-second penalty as well for ignoring a yellow flag set. And we're back. We're green here in Imola. Box out lead said he's not won a race yet this season there. Immortal in 2nd position. He has won a race this season. Milan has won a race. So has Troy as well. Indigo in 5th position there with Liam in 6th. And we've got Vapor Shadows in 7th. He's on the soft tyres. So is Immortal on the soft as well. Let's see how this one transpires. 4 drivers on the soft tyres on board with Vapor Shadows as we go down into turn 1. No, only one DRS zone around this circuit, and that's down the pit straight. It is very difficult to overtake around here. Qualifying was very important here as Milan then all over the circuit there, wasn't he there? And here comes Vapor Shadows having a look then into the Villeneuve chicane there. You're going to very much need help from the second driver. Who's on? That's Indigo off the circuit there, or just made a mistake, I should say, but he's up the inside here. And look at this, remember, that's a replay of Schumacher Montoya in 2004. However, Indigo has given Vapor Shadows more room than what Schumacher gave Montoya. However, he hasn't got improved there. And Nolsey is now going to try and sneak up and under that of the Alpha Tower, but Nolsey's going to have to back out on the Alpine. His teammate is in the pits. Nigel in the pits as well. I think Gurman is not coming to the pits. He has stayed out with that broken wing. And now Percy is on the inside there. Percy is through up into 8th position there. Good manoeuvre there from Percy. Nose jumped down to 9th then. And in 10th position is Coop at the moment in the Ferrari. The other Ferrari of Vesey down in 13th position. Well, we're keeping on the Ferraris. This is their home circuit. So they're one of 2 home circuits tonight, isn't it? For the Ferrari team, of course, they go to Monza in a couple of weeks as well. Also set the fast over the race on those soft compound tyres. How long the soft tyres going to last? I don't think they're going to last. I think the soft and medium tyres are the preferred race tyre around here. The hard tyre, I don't think does very well at all on this circuit, and you can tell because Nigel and Marky are both on the soft tyres in the back of the field as well. And as Vesley has just lost out, Sam Green there just keeping an eye on what goes on between these drivers there. Vesley pushing a sloth. Push and Sloth then as they're going through just out of Tamburello, so going to the Villeneuve chicane as well. Vesey having a look then, but no dice at the moment there, of course. No DRS just yet. Gurman down in as I don't think Gurman's in the race, is he, at the moment there, unfortunately. And that is such a shame. And back on board for Voltor. He would like to have got past Box at the start of the race, and that might have been the reason why he wants to put on those soft tyres there for Voltor. Unfortunately, he hasn't done that just yet, though, has he? Gurman has left the session there, lights out of the race, and I think Gurman might be out of this race as well. Vesey, unfortunately, dropped down like a stone moment in that second Ferrari, but Chaz has got past as well. Vesey has lost out to Sam and Chaz, and oh goodness me, and now Vesey scampering off the circuit, got a 5-second penalty, and spun the car. Vesey has it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare season so far for Vesey in that Ferrari, isn't he? He's just struggling at the moment to get that car under wraps. Both Ferrari drivers are struggling. Here comes Immortal, takes the lead here in Imola tonight, then up into the lead there. Now let's see how long those soft tyres can last. And Indigo's got past Vapor. I think Liam has lost 2 positions there. It's Vapor there. It's having to. The 2 Mercedes very close as well as Vapor there had a snap of oversteer. And then Liam trying to pounce here. There's Percy's now to 8th position in that Williams car. And so, look at that then. Of course, Liam is the only medium runner in this gaggle of cars at the moment. Well, just like I say that, Nolsey and Coop and Equals has all come into the frame as well as we fly over the trees here. We fly over the trees here, and Malta as Nigel set the fastest race. Of course, fastest up then, slightly different rule for fastest up in ALR compared to the rest of the world of Formula 1. It's a 3-second penalty for Percy. That's 2 penalties already for Percy here tonight. That's going to be as he's weaving there. I think Percy is out, so I think he was just trying to distract Liam, ever so slightly. So that's 8 seconds of penalties already for Percy. That's going to be costly, I think, later on this race, especially compared to the overtake. However, Percy has made his way up a couple of positions already in this one. It's still very dull over there, isn't it? I haven't heard any threat of rain, But well, it's Favre's lobby, so anything could happen, of course. Favre loves a bit of rain, doesn't he? He does love a rain dance or two. As Milan has dropped behind his teammate. Vapor has gone past Indigo. And up into sixth position, the soft runners out as Leah Percy goes too far back at the moment, isn't he? Too far back at the moment there for Percy to make the move just at the moment there. But he is looking a bit impatient here. Is that rain? That's rain on the camera, is it? Is that rain? It is rain. And goodness me, then. So maybe the soft runners out. And look at this. And it's Liam pushing Percy on the outside. It's contact. And no, oh goodness me, it's a mess. And now Coop has also got damage as well. And Percy's got a 5-second penalty for severe collision. If it don't rain, it pours literally and figuratively. Ferrari have got damage there for Coop. Equals, I think that Nolsey doesn't have any damage, luckily, unless he's got damage on the side pod. But Coop has got major damage there. And oh, goodness me. Maybe going on the outside around the corner potentially may not help, but as we're coming out of the pits now, does come Marky on the intermediate tyres now. So the question I got is whether the driver's going to come to the pits at BSC at the moment, and the soft run is going to be grinning from ear to ear then, but having said that, so Nigel is down in 70th position there. Vapor and Immortal won't be happy about this, but I don't think anyone else will be at the moment there. Into the pits. So they're all into the pits then. So I'm surprised at how quickly they're all coming to the pits. Both Mercedes have taken the lead here. They have all jumped into the pits straight away. Is the rain too heavy? Is the rain heavy enough for it to be at tyres? I'm quite surprised by this. I didn't think that the rain is too heavy yet. And it is light rain there. It's quite heavy there, doesn't it, in the pit lane here. We'll have to see how it is around the rest of the track here. The rest of the track here, and boxed out. Also the pits. Well, a lot of drivers are jumping at the chance there. So there's Percy, 5-second penalty. DRS has been enabled there. Vesey has gone up into 10th position here, and so only a few drivers have not elected to pit yet. Let's take a look to see what the times are there. 15 seconds the gap is coming down quite quickly here between look at that then. Look, as there it is, and Immortal is catching KD hand over fist here. However, let's see how this one transpires then. So Immortal is the lead driver on those intermediate tyres at the moment, and Nigel's got past. Well, I'm absolutely surprised they've all jumped to the pit so early on, to be honest with you. I thought they would have waited that. The crossover is very fast, Tango saying. If it gets wet enough, a VSC, this is the opportunity to pit that. As Lights has left the session and absolutely disgruntled, I think, about what has occurred here. So Tango listened to those Tango's tactical tips. Or tactical tactics. Tactical tactics, that doesn't. Oh, goodness, we shall go to sleep. Tango's information there is telling us that the crossover is very quick, and that could be the reason why the champion is in the pit lane. Troy into the pit lane, he's looking for the Mercedes mechanics. There they are, they go to the work. The intermediate tyres are ready here. So, goodness me, Vapor Shadows has stayed out. Indigo has come to the pits as well, then, my word. Let's see how this one transpires. And Boxed Out is now all over the back here of Immortal. Then these two of the de facto race leaders. But where's Troy then? Troy's still in the pit lane then. So Troy is still in the pit lane. Where's Liam Yeh then compared to Troy? I think that Liam Yeh is going to be behind Troy, but he should be in front of him. He is in front of Indigo. And look, there's the track. It is starting to get damp now in this race. Nolsey's up into 8th finish there. Indigo, lovely shot here down in 9th finish there. As Equal, into the pits comes Vesey as Equal's in a 10th position as well then. So as who is this rain help then? German's AI still out on the medium tyres at the moment there, isn't it? Out on the medium tyre set. So, oh my god, and why is it me and Coop always get damaged from other people's mistakes? And it's serious version, pull it brutally, you deserve it. Goodness gracious me. Well, Coop didn't deserve that, unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time really, wasn't it? Look at how wet that track is. The top three are going to have to come to the pits this lap surely. I think the Milan may have stayed out because his teammate is coming in, and maybe Boxer may have hurt him ever so slightly. I apologise profusely as I've missed a lot of your comments here. And now into the pits comes Milan, into the pits comes Vapor. I think that the Alpha Towers are too far as Nigel stayed out as well. Liam, yeah, has got a 3-second penalty. What's happened there? Vapor has come into the pits and just parked right there. That is, something's gone majorly wrong then, and Alpha Tower have had a pretty difficult start to their season, and it's just got worse now. It's both Vapor and KD. that is going to really hurt both drivers here. Look at that, man. So Vapor just parked in the entrance of the pit lane. Don't think he did it intentionally. There's something gone wrong there for Vapor, but it's really hurt him and really hurt KD even more then. And who is that then? And Indigo's just flown past Knowles here, moving south up to fifth position there. Knowles has got past Milan as well. Milan down to 7th, and he's dropped several positions here because he didn't come to the pits there. Gap at the front then is 7/10 second. The gap from second to third is 5 seconds then. So it looks like they all did come to the pit lane at the right time. Sloth has got past Vapor. Vapor is dropping down the order. He is dropping down. Something's got majorly wrong there for Vapor, unfortunately, AlphaTauri, but hopefully he can recover. I thought his wing was damaged there, but I was looking at someone else. Yeah, Vapor's dropped all the way down the order, so there's problems there for Vapor. Well, that's a big blow for Vapor. They're making his third Grand Prix start as well. Milan in big trouble. We have also got. Serious Runner saying that happened to me as well. Tango saying Milan in big trouble. Serious Runner saying it also happened to me as well. So Milan is in big trouble now because look, he has got to get past these four drivers in front of him then, of Indigo, of Knowlesy, of Liam, yeah, as well. Calls his teammates about 3 seconds on the road. Look at those penalties coming in then. Remember, Tango and Serious Runner both said about the penalties are going to be a major factor in this one later on the line side. As Vapor is in major problems. Look, he's crawling. Vapor, there's something wrong then. When he came into the pit, something has gone wrong with the AlphaTauri. We cannot see what it is, and Knowles is lost out then to Milan. And Milan is through. Where is he? There he is, and he's now in 6th position. 2 in front of him, then it's the 2 Red Bull. The Red Bull and the Haas. There we go. Coop in 10th position. Great recovery after the issues he had earlier on as Vapor back into the pit set. So let's see what's happening then. Yes, he's back in the pits. He's been crawling. Hopefully they can get the system sorted then. It is a nose cone change. Do you reckon he's damaged? Do you reckon he's hit the pit wall coming into the pit lane or something? And that's why he was stopped at the entrance there. Maybe then Milan is. Well, we say Milan's in major trouble. He's really not. He's flying through the field now. He's up into 5th position here. Milan. So there he is. So Milan there, absolutely flying out there at the moment. Vesely, it's Vapor dropping all the way down to almost like he is last. I think German out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Milan is. Look at Milan. He is flying out there. We don't say that there isn't much difference between the wet and the dry setup these days in Formula 1, but my goodness me, I reckon Milan has got a bit more downforce on that Mercedes, you know. He has got so much speed at this stage of the scene. Tango, Milan's going to need to take his time. Can't in these conditions, especially around the track. It's like crocodile teeth. And Katie's got a penalty as well. And my word, then it's accelerate away. Then I think Milan was 22nd post lad onto the last race, but I'm not certain. You are right. I do, bro. Goodness me. You would think that yeah, it was because I'd even mentioned it in qualifying, didn't I? Shocking. Right, yeah, Mushroom, you should have been listening. Shocking behaviour, isn't it? Mainly, I should actually probably use my brain for once more importantly here. Milan is flying in. Let's see that the gap is 4 seconds. We'll see how this one transpires. As no DRS mode, it's going to be much more difficult now to overtake around here. It's the usual weather conditions that, of course, we did. This race was cancelled in real life of F1, doesn't it? Because of appalling rain there. A lot of people was affected around the region, which. It was great to see you Snowden very helping out, wasn't it? That was absolutely fantastic. That was only one of a few little positive in what has been a very difficult time for the region now. And unfortunately, the rain has come back here tonight, hasn't it? Really, this is for made this race a bit more interesting. Well, I've got to say there's a lot of interest in this race anyway. Knowles is doing a great job in the Alpine, by the way. All over the back of Liam. Yeah, Liam does have a penalty as well. We've got a lot of drivers that have penalties so far. 7 drivers so far have got penalties around this circuit. Boxstar has left them also then since the swapping over to the intermediate tyres. Boxstar leads now by a very nice 2 seconds there with Troy in third position. Milan is the driver flying at the moment now. He's 3.2 seconds back at the moment. I think Milan is flying out there, isn't he? He is going to be a major form for Troy, and I think for Alfonso as well. Boxstar's going to have to get on with this one, I reckon, in this one, because I think Milan could be a major thorn in the side of the race leaders later on. The 2 retirements and German out of the race, and technical gremlins once again with the Wi-Fi, which is absolutely a shame there for German, is that really containing his season. And of course, lights taken out at this part of the circuit here. Well, I say taken out, we didn't really see, but it was on lap 1 then. It all went a bit peaked. Like I said, the penalties were decided. Serious Rush was saying that. Vapor's got past Markey down 18th position there. Once again, Markey has had the worst luck in gold so far this season. That's the goodness me. If the man had any luck, it's bad luck, isn't it? This battle for 7th, 6th position is going to start to heat up now because Knowles has got Equals on the back of his gearbox. You need to get past quite quickly here. Liam, is struggling in these conditions, and Knowles is very much taking it all in his stride, isn't it? Driving a superb race. So once again, Equals as well. Milan's got a 3-second penalty, so that is going to be costly there for Milan. Watching the Alpine driver of Knowlesy, Katie has got past, and Cooper as well. Got a couple of drivers flying out there at the moment. As Vapor Shot has got a 3-second penalty. Katie is one of them there, recovering after issues with his teammate in the pit lane. Unfortunately, also curtailed his time in the pit lane. Milan out there as well, absolutely flying. I think Milan is the fastest driver on circuit thus far, approximately-ish. Right, says Liam, he's trying to get on the power. Every time he gets on the power, the back end of that Haas is wagging from left to right. Knowles are on board with now, then he's a bit too far back then. So Knowles, he was going to have to do it in a very unconventional part of this race, and we've still got an impressive 18 drivers left in this race in very mixed conditions. The question I've got now is, oh no, and just I say that, goodness me, it's the commentator's curse. Markey out of the race there, and it's a safety car in this one now. Mark had a great race last week. He did, didn't he? And Markey's been on the cusp of some few great races, but has been involved in all kinds of shenanigans. And now Markey out of the Grand Prix and really curtailing what has been a very difficult race and season so far for Markey, because he has the pace, Markey does, but he just trouble seems to find him a lot, doesn't he, for Markey? And that's his 3rd retirement in the first 5 races this season. Safety car now, so who is this going to benefit? We've done a couple of laps on the intermediate tyres, but the question is, how is the wear around this circuit on these intermediate tyres? Damn, I should have kept my mouth shut there, Serious Rusher, and saying that. Don't worry about that, Mushroom. Yes, it's unfortunately it's the curse of the commenters, isn't it? Shocking behaviour indeed. Then we've got the McLaren leading the way. So my question is then, the intermediate tyre. Yes, but Boxtel is in the pit lane now, and they're all coming in the pit, so the wear must be quite extreme around here. Lap 12 out of 32. I was thinking that I wonder if the rain was going to clear up later on this race, but at the moment then, some drivers are sacrificing position. Like Milan's not, though, he stays out. He does say, I wonder if he's too close to his teammate, but Indigo is also staying out as well, so Milan leads. It is full wet tyres there for Troy, and goodness me, I'm surprised at that then. I've got to say, I wasn't even expecting wet tyres at all at this stage. It feels like it's still not enough standing water out there for the wet tyres then. So Troy is out of the pits, but however, for some reason, we're focused on his box now into the pits. His pit box, I should say. Out of the pits now is coming Coop, who's down in 12th position once again. Percy also in the pits as well on the intermediate tyres, and trying to fight an uphill battle at the moment. Percy is at the moment he's second in the championship, but it is not looking too healthy. So the top 5 drivers have not come to the pits, nor has KD either. Everyone else has come to the pits, and Troy is on the wet tyres, which I am quite surprised by to see Troy on the wet tyres. Milan, Indigo, Liam, Knowlesy and Equals all stayed out on these intermediate tyres. If anyone goes slicks, they're deluded. I think at this rate, I think at this one they definitely will be, wouldn't they? Because the rain is coming down quite heavily still. But it's not heavy enough for the wet tyres, I don't think. We're on board with Troy now. Normally 9 times out of 10, I am almost wrong in these conditions, and but I am surprised that he's the only driver on the wet tyres as well. Then, so. Usually when you're the only one out there, sometimes it may be the wrong decision, but who am I to question the world champion there? Certainly not, am I? And Troy may have pulled off an absolute blinder in this one. boxed out in 6th, and it was the leader, wasn't he? But he has got fresher intermediate tyres. Let's see how that one transpires. Katie has not come to the pits in 7th, and Moulton in 8th. Troy in 9th position there, as we said, the wet tyres. Sloth has made his way up to 10th. Coop in 11th. He's very much on the edge of the points at the moment, Coop is. He's doing a fantastic job out there in the Ferrari. 12th is Green. Nigel is in 30th position. He didn't pit this stage of the race. Shazza in 14th with Percy now down into 15th. Nightmare race for Percy at the moment. Vesey in 16th. Vapor Shadows had an issue into the pit lane. He is 17th there, but still in the race. ALR races German, Markey, and Lights at this moment in time. Troy could have pulled a master stroke then. Oh yeah, he could have done. To be fair, there's me questioning him, and I am not out there racing. Am I? In the condition. So Troy definitely knows more about what's going on than I certainly do. But at the moment, he is in 9th position, just on board of Vesley. It goes a bit wide there. I've got a really itchy foot again. I don't know what it is. I've got to say, is it itchy feet means money's coming in, or is that itchy hands? I'm not too sure. Right, but anyway, 70th position is Vapor German and out of the race, of course. And hopefully German's ghost car will get out of the race. That rain looks heavy on. Not gonna lie though. Do you reckon then? Do you reckon that the rate there's heavy rain coming in, and Troy to be honest, I do agree with Mushroom. It does look heavy now. When I was in the pits, it didn't look too heavy though when we was in the pits, was it, when Troy first made the decision? But the rain might be getting heavier later on this one. The safety car is now out for the rain. Then it's out for Markey, who crashed at this part of the circuit here a couple of laps ago. We hopefully be getting the safety. Might have one more lap on the safety car, you know. But Troy on the wet tyres now, and this is a very interesting part. And Serious Mushroom does feel that the rain is heavier, and I agree with him now. The rain does look heavy. We'll see how this one transpires. There's no standing water. There's no standing water at the moment now, but we'll see if this changes the course of the race then. Of course, the wet tyres. Itchy palms means money. Itchy feet means wash them. To be honest, yeah, I shamefully. Oh, Troy's back in the pit set. Shamefully, I haven't washed it. I don't have a shower today, which is quite disgusting. But there we go. So Sunday's my latest Sunday, literally. I literally got up and basically been watching football all day. Normally it would be F1, but unfortunately F1 is on a break, which means that I'm absolutely devastated by it. Troy has come to the pits and gone to the intermediate tyres again. So was that a mistake then from the team at Mercedes then? But he's now back on the intermediate tyres. The only positive is that Troy's lost an almighty amount of track position here. The only positive we do have though is that he's on fresher intermediate tyres. Same with Vesey as well. But yeah, Troy now, look at that rain though. I do agree with you, Mushroom. That rain is absolutely appalling out there at the moment. Goodness gracious me. Just been told that the engineer is saying rain is getting lighter in 10 minutes. Let's see what actually happens though, Tango is saying there. Thank you very much, Tango. He's based on Tech Graphics. Tango is giving us a lot of information, which is what I love to see and hear. Milan currently in this race at the moment. So with the rain getting lighter, I'm wondering if the drivers that didn't come into the pits have got track position now. If they can hold out, till the track gets dry, then potentially they might be able to swap to dry tyre. Or did Tango mean that? Or did Tango mean that it's actually heavy rain at the moment, but it's going to get lighter? And that's why Troy was on the wet tyres, and that's why he's gone back to intermediate set. This is going to get very interesting indeed. There's one Mercedes had in the doldrums, the other Mercedes in this race, but it's on older intermediate tyres. And we still have a good racing line here. It's still the darker patch of the circuit. We're going to be green at this lap then on a half distance now here in Imola. That's our Troy, I guess out the window. We've got half distance session in this race. It's going to be very difficult. We were saying how difficult it was for Percy. It's very difficult now for Troy as well. Imagine if it goes full wets. Luke is saying that Troy would be kicking himself, won't he? He really would be indeed there. But we'll see how this one transpires. And as Milan then just now get going. And he is gone. He is gone. He's gone here. Now, let's see what this one, let's see how this one goes. And look at this, as we've got side-by-side action already down the pit straight. And here comes a box out all over the back now of Ekman. So as we go into turn one, Liam, it's gone on the inside of Indigo. Indigo's bounced across the curbs there. And now Liam, up in his second position there. Sloth has been awarded a penalty there. Or not awarded, I should say. Indigo is back up in the third position. There's chaos here then. And now we've got Equals on the inside of Nosey here. Box out trying to get past as quick as possible. There's an AlphaTauri up there. I think that's KD who's got damage in the background. Box out up in the full position, got on the outside. And goodness me, Nosey just going to bounce a car's whip fan. Oh dear, and they're very feisty at the start there, weren't they? They know that it's difficult to overtake around here. And that might be the reason why they was very feisty to start this one up there. Liam just dived into turn one, didn't he? And past Indigo. We've got Percy on the 10th position as well. Cooper on to 8th for a great something there. Sloth on the outside. Cooper and Percy. Goodness me, there's three abreast here. Cooper's on the inside, on the middle there. Percy on to 8th position. An incredible start there for Percy. Damage for the Haas car of green. And then we've got Sloth who's down into 11th position as well here. And one of the Alpha investors got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Sam Green now is also trying to have a look there on the inside of Coop here. Coop. Oh, goodness me. And now we got Immortal and Nosey fighting as well. Liam, dropped down to 4th position. And Liam, dropped down to 4th and boxed out up into 3rd position. And he's now only a position away from Milan, who is just serenely just gone out into the distance there when there's chaos behind. Pit stops for KD and Sloth. I sipped everything out for Terry ammunition there. Nosey is being swamped here as Percy is gone wide then. Percy's off the gravel and he's now rejoined then, and he's not got a penalty for that. Oh no! And he has spun the car, but he's kept it out of the wall. And Percy's incredible restart here has come to nothing. Down in 15th position. Katie's on the wet tyres now. Liam, up down into 6th position. He is dropping like a stone here in the Haas. Immortal, though, is going to go up and under. Equals is now up into 4th position then. Boxstar is now in 3rd then. Indigo in 2nd position as they go over the brow of the hill once again. My word there, absolutely. Troy, look at that, up and under. Troy's back up into 9th position as well. My goodness gracious me. Troy, and of course, I'm personally flown through the order there. Look at Troy, and look at those that get no purchase, and Troy's up into 8th position. Those fresher intermediate tires on the way to go. Coop almost into the side of Liam. Liam is struggling, and as he accelerates out and down the hill, Troy back up into 8th position. He's back in the game here. Boxed out 2.5 seconds back, man. Oh my word! I say back in the game. Perhaps a bit optimistic, but he's back in the points. Vapor up and passing Sam Green as well. Sam Green has got damage there. Nigel in 11th position now. Chazza in 13th then. And look at the rain. The rain is absolutely lashing down there. It's appalling out there. Nigel is now down into 12th position. The Ferrari, no, it's the Alfa Romeo is going through and up into 12th position as well. But Nigel breaks so much there. Back up into 12th there. Chazza down into 13th position there. Magnificent. Wow, very, very robust. There's some good racing, some very opportunistic maneuvers as well, but they're all, well, most of them have kept it very much squeaky clean. There's a couple of incidents there. Boxer, 1.5 seconds, has got lost a second there in that flurry there. Nosey is dropping like a stone. Liam, has also dropped as well. Coop driving superbly well up into 6th position, and Troy up into 7th as well. At the top of the order, Liam, down into 8th position, and there's Vapor behind him. Nosey in 10th position, Green 11th there. Oh my goodness gracious me, there is Troy having a look on the inside. Coop driving superb well for Ferrari once again. But look at it, so Troy's got so much more pace at this stage. He's now going on the outside of the Ferrari. He has done it. There's Green off in the background. A 3-second penalty for the Haas car as well. Oh no, goodness me. Troy up into 5th position. That next car is Equals and Indigo, and then he will be up into 4th position then and back on the tail of the leaders of where he was before. And Vapor on the inside of Liam. That's going to be, oh gosh, that Liam has been hung out to dry. I think he wished he was hung out to dry there. This rain is appalling. This skill that the drivers are showing at the moment is absolutely magnificent at the moment, because this rain, I think it's borderline wet tyres now. Green is in the pits and he's got 5-second penalty for speed in the pit, and Troy's up in the 5th position as well, passes it. Equals is down in 6th, and Cooper is not too far behind him. Percy's also making his way back from the field, then after the half spin, after going wide into turn 1, Nigel dropping down to 14th position now because Chaz has snuck his way up into 13th. Equals is now lost out. Those old intermediate tyres are struggling at this stage of proceedings then, and that is a crucial blow at this stage then. My goodness gracious me then. Milan is now 2/10 a second in front of Boxtel. There is Boxtel flying at this stage of proceedings then. And now out of the pits comes Sam Green down in 17th position there. That is a blow for Sam Green, unfortunately. What is KD doing on the wet tyres then? He is quicker. He is quicker than Nigel on the wet tyres. Are the quicker way to go. Boxtel up the inside there, but he doesn't need to take too many risks. I say too many, but because look, there's the Williams in the background of Immortal. He needs to get this overtake done quickly and cleanly here. The rain is appalling. Milan has parked himself right in the middle of the circuit. Equals got a 3-second penalty. Down into 17 and 18 now then for Boxtel. He is looking this way and that way, but Milan will not be deterred then, will he? He's got a lot of experience. Milan has his 70th Grand Prix start then. He's got a 3-second penalty, but Boxtel has the pace on those new era intermediate tyres. They're flying almost identically across the line then, and Boxtel's alongside Milan. Milan then is going to park in the middle of the road. Then great defender for Milan. Brilliant stuff indeed. Troy's got past Indigo and up into 4th position there. Expert driving there from Milan, brilliant stuff indeed then. And once again then, Milan then just edging over to the middle part of the road then. And he's not taking any aggressive. Oh, Percy's off the circuit. Percy's out of the race here. Nosey in the pits, and where's Percy got off? He's gone from the first chicane, I believe. And let's think, where? Oh dear, oh dear, that's not good at all. Milan there, thank goodness me. Oh, wait, he's on the outside. Milan on the inside, contact. Milan has spun the car, and no trying to take evasive action now. Yellow flag at the top of the hill. Oh my goodness me, and Milan's back on the circuit and he's going to be furious. That Indigo passing up to 5th position then. I'm going to do 5th position there. Goodness me, it was getting very hair and scare, wasn't it? Did Boxtel not leave Milan enough space? Do you think the Milan should have backed out? That is the question. So it's going to be on the steward's mind potentially at the end of this one. Boxtel leads so 2.5 seconds in front of Immortal. Troy back him in the 3rd position now. We have Indigo 4th, Milan in 5th. Cooper's all over the back of Milan in 6th, and Equal 7th. 8th is Liam Yeh. Vapor is now 8th then because Liam Yeh dropped down to 9th position. This rain is absolutely appalling. KD is quick, but he's not quick enough at the moment there, but he is gaining on Nigel then. But at the moment there, he's not quick enough to make up that pit stop. Goodness me, as Luke has first and not happening, as he's had to miss Milan in the pits, Indigo in the pits as well. On one of it is now time for the wet compound tyres that, of course, Tango mentioned that the engineers are saying, oh my gosh, look at the rain, it is coming down, it's raining cats and dogs out here at the moment there. Out of the pits, now comes Milan there, good gracious me. Oh my goodness me, Indigo in the pits now. Percy is few and he has left the session there. What about KD then? So KD has been a quick customer. He's now in the 10th position now. KD is. He's the only driver on the wet tyres. Let's see then if he is still gaining on the. Equals comes out with Slopper just passing him as well. So all the drivers that stayed on the intermediate tyres is not the way to go, was it? Unfortunately, and unfortunately, is just now on board. Box out 3 seconds in front of him, Immortal in 2nd position there. 3rd is Troy. Great recovery there from Troy. That's this race could we may look back at this race and think of how important that is. Then, oh my word, there and Chazza and Vesey up into 8th position as well. Great drive from Vesey as well. I remember Ferrari, as we mentioned at the beginning of this race, said they have been absolutely disappointed so far, haven't they, this season? But both drivers are in the points. Vesey has not scored yet. He's still got 11-12 laps to go in this race. It is still very, very dangerous conditions out there. But he is looking strong nonetheless. But I'm not going to say anything more. KD, the gap between KD and Nigel is now down to 12 seconds. So yes, into the pits now comes Liam Yeh. Liam Yeh has had enough of those old intermediate tyres, and now Chaz up into 6th. Vesey in 7th. Here comes Vesey, and Vesey now up into 6th position. There he goes, and the Ferrari driver passes the Alfa Romeo. Lovely stuff indeed. Nigel in the pits as well. It's all drivers now. They stayed out on the. Oh my goodness, that rain is appalling. I I've been absolutely shocked that no one's out on the wet tyres apart from, well, it's Gurman on wet tyres as well, but he's not in the race set. But it's KD on the wet tyres. We're going to see if he can catch on the newer intermediate tyres now. That is going to be the question. And Indigo is not too far behind him side. Indigo is actually quicker at this moment than KD. Milan in 10th position there. Sloth 11th. Nolzi's got past Equals and Moon 7 to 12th position there. Now all over the back of Sloth, who's in 11th. Nolzi's had the pace tonight. Can he get himself back up into the points as well? I'd be disappointed if he can't then. KD then, who's also had the pace as well. I'd be happy he's in 8th position there. But I'm wondering now if he is on the... well, no, he's still quicker than Chaz at the moment. But Indigo on one of those fresh tyres at the yellow flag at the top of the hill. It is Vapor. Oh, Vapor's off the circuit. A very lovely pirouette there from Vapor, but down into 7th position now. Vapor is KD there, who's Milan now up into 9th position as well. KD's got a 3-second penalty. That's going to be costly. I think we've already mentioned about what has occurred so far in this one. Guys, oh my word, and Milan there up into 8th position. Can KD, oh, contact there, and now KD has spun the car down into 10th position. Oh dear, and Milan there up into 8th, and Indigo in at 9th, KD dropping down into 10th. We was using KD as a bit of a margin to see if those wet tyres were the quickest way to go. KD into the pits, 5-second penalty. I think he's going to be frustrated about that incident there. He's now on to what time's going to go on. I wonder if he might go back on inters here now. My word there, apologies guys, that is, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but I can't keep up with the comments and the race as well. Incredible. Milan is the highest runner. Look, the rain has eased off now, so yes, I think the intermediate tyres are the way to go then. Now Nosey up into 10th position, great driving now. Sloth in 11th, Equals in 12th. Where is he? He's on the outside here, and he's given Sloth giving him just about a Aston Martin car's whip, and up into 11th position there. The rain has eased off now. So, yeah, Tango said about 10 minutes, and it felt a little longer than 10 minutes, but the rain is starting to ease off then, and I think that the wet tyres was possibly the best tyre of choice then for a minute part of time in this race then, as Indigo back up into 8th position and passes Milan, who is down into 9th, but Boxstyle leads out by 4.5 seconds then. But this is the old Boxstyles that are flying out there at the moment, with Mortal in 2nd, Troy in 3rd position, great recovery drive, Coop and Vesley 4th and 5th position. Drivers of the day for me so far. They've been fantastic. Ferrari on their home soil has really shown something happening today. So really good stuff from the Ferrari team. That is magnificent stuff to see after what has been an appalling race there for both, for appalling season I should say, for both Ferraris. So a double points finish will be absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. Just on board with Sam Green once again, and he's having a look, but he's a bit too far back then. Knowlesy in 10th position there, Equals in 11th at the moment, and Sloth in green. Whoa, is for the green, looks like he was weaving from side to side there. I wonder if he's unhappy there with Sloth's with what Sloth's antics are. Well, I didn't really see nothing wrong there, but I must admit I wasn't really looking. I was seeing what was occurring. Oh, as again going very close there, and boxed out 5 seconds up the road from Immortal from Troy in 3rd position now Green, and Liam has got through, and I wonder if that weaving was actually to allow Liam to go through. Liam who has fresher intermediate tyres now, and he was probably signalling to his teammate, go on, have a crack at Sloth there, because you've got newer tyres potentially and better race pace at the moment. And look at that then. And oh, is that Green as well off the circuit? And that's a part of the circuit that we don't rent there, my good sir. And now Liam, is going to struggle to get on the outside, I think now. Nigel now in the 14th position as we go down into the bottom part of the circuit then. I wonder if this rain may stop completely. If they do, we've only got 7 laps to go now. So I don't think that we'll go on to dry tyres by the end of this one. Just on board now with Liam and Sloth is very much parked right in the centre of the circuit. On board the Haas machine here of Liam. He's having a look. He's at the inside. There's going to be contact. There is contact. That curve sent Liam into the side of the McLaren. These curves are very brutal, aren't they? But I'm wondering that Liam, still has the pace advantage so far. Liam, is desperate to get by here because he is on fresh tyres. He's on fresher tyres than the Slop, than Knowlesy, and Equals in front of him. He might be able to scrape a point here in this one later on then. The gap is 6.3 seconds. Box starts flying out that month. He's going for his first Grand Prix win of the season. Mortal in second there. Troy in third. Coop in a brilliant fourth with Vesey in fifth with Chaz in brilliant sixth as well. Vapor Shadows 7th. Indigo 8th. But Milan is hot tailing him in 9th position with Knowlesy in 10th. 11th position at the moment there is Equals, who is right behind Knowlesy and hoping for that final point. But Knowlesy's not going to it's not going to give it too easily. Then this battle for 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th. Liam wants to get past as quickly as possible. So is Nigel as well, I presume, because they would want to try and get that final point then, if they can, because tyre wear in this race has been quite high on the agenda, hasn't it? Down into the bottom part of the course again then, and you can see, look at that, and the rain is very much getting very light. It is much lighter now as well. Milan up into 8th position and Indigo down to 9th, but I've got a bit of a lull now in this race, haven't we? Well, I say a bit of a lull, but Liam is not having any of it energy going on the outside. There's almost contact then between Liam and Slop. There was contact on the outside, then Slop is not giving up, then he's not giving him an inside, so Liam is going to have to force his way through, and Nigel's gone past both of them. A great manoeuvre there from Nigel, and now up into 12th position goes Nigel. Brilliant manoeuvre. Sloth and Liam, were very much getting entangled in their own rivalry there. Nigel very much said the silver champion, of course, in a very unusual pink helmet like that, but of course that is showing support for Mr. Rage and his mum, and brilliant. And of course, so Nigel's normally in the traditional black, yellow, and green helmet, but tonight, what a drive there for Nigel up into 12th position. Magnificent stuff indeed. Liam in 13th, and that might be costly for points, you know. We'll soon find out about that later on then. Well, I'd say later on in the twilight of this race. There's the two Ferraris there, and I think I'm wondering now then if those tyres are very much starting to struggle on the Ferraris, and as Vesley is now under a second behind Coop, and Chaza is less than 2 seconds behind Vesley. This one could get very interesting indeed. The gap after Chaz, I should say, is 7 seconds though. But Ferrari do need these points. This is a crucial part now of their. This is a crucial part now in this race then for the Ferrari team is there, so they do not want to trip over each other, and I'm wondering if they might have to apply team orders in this one there. But Coop, brilliant drive, same with Vez as well. Vez has got 2 lap younger tyres on the intermediate tyres and looks more comfortable at this stage of proceedings. Milan and Indigo fighting for 8th and 9th position, and these two drivers probably wanted some more, probably wanted more points than this, and unfortunately they're down near the bottom of the points, unfortunately. So driver of the day pole is out then. Troy and Coop on a 50% now. No, 40% now. It's 50% for Coop, 33% for Troy, 7% for Chaza, and Vesley, who's got no. Oh goodness me! And whilst I was looking at that, then we've now Vesley down in 4th position. Coop in is now down 5th, and Chaza in 6th, and Coop is struggling for pace at this stage. And I think that the race end is not going to come soon enough now, is it? For It's not going to come soon enough now for Chaz to just now on board once again. Sorry, I lost my stream now. I was like, where's it gone? So there we go. I've got it back. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Seriously, I've gone for Chaz for driver today. He deserves it. Vesley, no vote to the Vesley. That's disappointing. Vesley also deserves a vote as well, doesn't he? Of course, a brilliant drive there for Vesley. Nigel dropping behind Liam now as Liam has made his way back up into 12th position then after him in the slot had an almighty scrap then. So Coop, who is now going to really have to start to figure out again the fence. We've got 4 laps to go in this race then. Chaz would love to have 5th position there. Coop would love to keep 5th position. Vesley is now pulling away then. Vesley on course to score his first points of the season. This is going to be a red letter day for the red Scuderia Ferrari, isn't it? Of course, as I mentioned, it's been very, very... we got penalties. I need to look at the penalties as well, don't I? But, Coop getting very sideways out of the chicane. Vessi has a 6-second penalty, so he needs to now. I wonder if the Ferrari team may have done pulled off a blinder here in terms of. In terms of a bit of team tactics here, with Vessi trying to shoot off here, and Coop may be holding up Chazza, but I don't think it's much team strategy. More of Coop is struggling on those tyres compared to the rest of the field at the moment. But here comes Chazza then. Chazza then is alongside the Ferrari. He's going on the outside, but he was not quick enough going down into the chicane. Great drive from Chazza. We mentioned in qualifying that we said in qualifying, Sir Smasher and Chazza talking in qualifying about potentially getting a podium. Well, he's only 3 places away from a podium, Chazza. He's had a great drive, hasn't he? A brilliant strategical call from himself and the Alfa Romeo team and made his way up into 6th position. Pillars, hello Pillars, Gullah the Geordie, haven't you? Then, of course, for drive today. Tango Troy in a Delta race, by the looks of it, for a podium with that penalty on Mortal then. And that's exactly what's happening at the moment there, isn't there? Because look at that, 3.4 seconds then between Troy and Immortal. And Immortal does have a penalty then. Can Troy pick up second position? An unlikely second position then with that after that safety car and that mishap of the wet tyres. Was it a mishap or was it what Troy wanted and changed his mind? We'll have to find out. If Troy gets to the end, then we've got to ask him that in the interview. Surely we need to ask him that in the interview. Gone forward, Coop for drive today, moving is saying Percy very unhappy. Very unhappy then, as he felt he was taken out in the first chicane then, and yes, so that is very disappointing then for Percy. We'll see how that one looks then, but yeah, he says he's fed up for getting involved in instance and being involved in other drivers' issues. On board with Chazza at the moment then, lap 33 laps to go then, we're on board now with Chazza. Can he sneak past Coop? Then he just about can, up the inside then. Can he slow the car down? He can. Coop is going back on the inside. He is not coming any of it. Coop back in the 5th position there. Magnificent racecraft from both drivers. Wow, great stuff. Equaz has got past Knowlesy. Knowlesy, though, does not have any penalties at this stage of the race. Sloth has a 5-second penalty in the McLaren. I wonder if he's going to go for a set of fresh intermediate tyres to go for fast lap. Knowlesy does not have penalties, which means he could still. Vapor's now really been homed in on this battle here. We got a lot of battles then towards the end of this race then, as now we've got Indigo, Vapor and Milan fighting, and just in front of us that these guys are gaining quite quickly on the Coop and Chazza battle, which is about 4 seconds up the road from these drivers here. This could become very interesting indeed. It's going to be very difficult then. Chazza by drive today, it could end up with a P4 possibly. Yes, of course, and with the penalties from Vesli, with 6-second penalty at the moment there from Vesli. The gap is coming up all the time at the moment though. So with the moment, Vapor will finish in a de facto 9th position behind Milan and Indigo, who has penalties there. And one thing that come on, Coop, Chappers are saying as well. Coop doing a brilliant job. Is Indigo get a bit squirrely. What about Chazza? He's all over the back once again. And rain is almost stopped now. So here's Chazza. He's much quicker this time, Chazza. I think he's been doing some harvesting there. Up the inside, passes the Ferrari driver. This time he slows down enough. And yes, as Keza said, a potential P4 for Chazza. Brilliant performance indeed for Chazza. I forgot he qualified so low down, but he's driving superbly well. Coop is struggling on the second to last lap here. Up the as now Indigo is going through the Villeneuve chicane. He has the inside there. Can Milan also take the position? He can, but Milan has made contact with Vapor then, and it's really squirreling, isn't he there? As Milan couldn't get the power down because the car's at an awkward angle there. Knowles is still within that 3-second window and potentially can get some points on the board. And look at this, that is now as the AlphaTauri, who is really struggling, and similar to Coop here. Coop is about 3 seconds in front of Indigo as we now on the last lap then for Boxtel. Boxtel's going for his first race win of the season. Indigo, goodness me, he's off the circuit there. Good gosh, as we don't rent that part of the circuit, my good sir. But now then, Boxtel going for his 11th Grand Prix win of his career in ALR Gold tonight then, and it's been a masterclass, hasn't it? Troy has dropped off the pace, unfortunately, and I don't think that Troy's going to be able to get second in the end then, but I think he might be moderately satisfied with third. Let's see how it goes then. We've got to talk about that issue in the pit lane then. Now is going too far back then for Milan at this stage then, unfortunately. So Chaza then is now third. It's now in, fourth position, I should say. Then we got Coop, who is just about in front of Bessie for fifth position. This is a great day for Ferrari. A great day for Ferrari indeed. Then brilliant something. I'm very happy that Ferrari have really got a good race then, and so now got a good race underneath. And Sam is now Green has now made its way up in the 13th position on then. But here is Boxtel then. Now we said in qualifying that this is very much then been a incredible force. He's back to winning ways. Boxtel is his first race win of the season, and goodness me, that is a statement of intent there for the McLaren team and for Boxtel as well. Unfortunately, Sloth is a lap down in the end, but Boxtel is an 11-time Grand Prix winner in ALR, and unfortunately for Sloth, he's gone to the back of his teammate. But Boxtel wins the San Marino Grand Prix, not the San Marino Grand Prix. Milan. Oh, it's Vapor's off the circuit then. Milan is through an update position. Vapor ain't going to get any points in this race now, as Chaz has made his way up into Coop gets fifth position with Bessie in sixth at the end there. But Vapor and Nightmare enter the race then after showing some real pace in the early stage of this Grand Prix. However, unfortunately, that is not the way it wanted to finish there. Milan DNF then, but I think Milan did finish in the top 10, did he not? As I've just looked up there, I think Milan did finish in the top 10, but it looks like he DNF'd then, but he just left the session there. But it is boxed out a Grand Prix win, Immortal in second, and Troy in third position. Troy keeps in the championship there today then. A nightmare race for Percy, unfortunately then, but a great race for Boxtal. Difficult, but I think overall a happy race for Troy in the end, then potentially we'll find out in just a jiffy then. But Boxtel, an 11-time Grand Prix winner in ALR, magnificent performance there for last season's runner-up, and now that was a major statement of intent for Boxtel, who struggled for pace in the opening 5 races then, but he has announced himself on the scene here in this championship surely. Because Milan finished P8, thank you very much. I should really be paying more attention, shouldn't I? However, it is Sunday, 9:20, and I gotta say, I'm probably a bit hungry now. Right, let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the Imola Grand Prix. Then it is Boxtel, 11th race win of his season, of his career, I should say. Magnificent stuff there for Boxtel. His first race of the season that he's shown some genuine pace. Second position, Immortal, great drive. Second there, Troy, great recovery drive. He started fourth, but after that wet tire fiasco, he's returned back up into third position. Chaz, a brilliant drive to fourth there, and I think he won drive of the day, did he? No, Troy got drive of the day, with Chaz and Coop on 31% there. Chaz in third, fourth. Coop, brilliant drive to fifth, great 17. And Benzi, his first point of season 6. Indigo 7, 8 Milan, 9th Nolsey, 10th Equaz, Liam 11th, Vapor 12th, Nigel 13th, KD 14th, Green 15th, 16th Sloth, retirements German, Percy, Markey, and Lights all retired then from the Imola Grand Prix. And I think that the only person that actually wants to talk to me tonight is Troy. But that doesn't matter for me, because I love talking to Troy. Troy, a good recovery in that race then, after what seemed to be very difficult at the end of that safety car period. The first thing that's on my mind is, what did you mean to go onto those wet tyres?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I meant it. There was a slight period in that race, like for 2-3 laps maybe, where the wet tires were actually quicker. But overall, it wasn't worth it. I'm kind of a gambler myself, so I kind of had to go for it. And I really I don't mind risking like a slight embarrassment for a chance of being called a genius, you know. This time it didn't work out, but I mean, you got to make those decisions sometimes, and at the end of the day, I still managed to recover it pretty well, getting back up to third. And to be quite frankly with you, I probably wouldn't have got anything higher than second, to be honest, and that would be if I just stuck to the original strategy, because yeah, Boxtel, Immortal, especially Boxtel, was way too quick today. Me and Immortal had more or less the same pace. I think I lost out a bit towards the end. But yeah, third overall is quite fair for me, I would say.
When you was at the back of that safety car crocodile, what was you thinking then? Was you panicking, or was you thinking, oh no, this is the end kind of thing? What was you thinking then? Because surely you didn't think the podium was going to be on the cards.
Um, I was aiming for the podium, even though I was in 16th, because I knew there was a couple of guys that were still out on old Inters that probably wouldn't have made it to the end. That was like 6 or 7 guys, I think. So those were out of the equation really. And then I knew I had the pace. It was just the front two really, plus Milan, who had an incident early on as well. So it was probably them three that really had the pace advantage over me. The rest of the guys I knew I kind of could get. It got really messy, man. I got really surprised by. It wasn't even driving standards, to be honest. People were just struggling so much. It looked bad from my POV. So people were just like outbreaking themselves, everything. So I was a bit scared I was gonna get collected or something. But yeah, once again, I find my way through somehow. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, at the end of at the beginning of the safety car restart, there was absolute anarchy at the at the top of the field. There, everyone was outbreaking everywhere. It was quite interesting. But yeah, you said you made it through. How? And you said that you was quite concerned by making it through them. But it seemed like it all just parted way for you when you was coming through that safety car. But when the rain was coming down, did you think that it was going to dry up towards the end then, or was you going to try and preserve those intermediate tires then?
I mean, I knew my Inters would make it to the end, even though if I pushed on them. I was really pushing to try to get in within that 3 second gap of Immortal, which I was for a slight moment. Then I kind of just lost momentum somehow. I don't know. Immortal drove really well as well. So he started to, yeah, he was kind of going back and forth with those couple of tenths that he had in spare. But yeah, I wasn't really thinking about the slicks too much. I was just thinking about yeah, catching Immortal really, which didn't really work out. So third I had to settle for really, I guess.
But it's still a really good third after what I thought was quite bleak at the half. This is some fantastic stuff today, Troy. Brilliant drive to, I think it's your 31st podium as well. Magnificent stuff indeed. Let's come to Boxtel, it's his 11th Grand Prix win today then. And Boxtel, I said on the stream then that this was very much your return drive and this was very much your back up to full speed then. Would you agree with me?
Mate, I'm so happy to be P1 once for once in a while. I mean, it's been a while since I've been on the P1, but yeah, I'm really happy. I just had the pace on this track. I practiced a lot, so yeah, practice pays off, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to try and get for the win again.
And yes, and I was mentioning like the gaps going up to this race. Said it ain't as big as what you may have what may have thought with so much drama going on in the first 5 races. Said, do you still consider yourself in the championship hunt?
If I can keep this pace up, I think I can. I mean, I've learned a lot from last season when I have to take the risk and when not. So, yeah, I learned a lot last season, and if I can keep this pace up, I think I can be in the championship battle again. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to it to battle with Troy and Immortal and those fast guys. So yeah, I'm just really happy.
And you mentioned about preparing in this race as well. Then for this race as well. Then was you when you seen the weather forecast where it's going to be raining throughout for the majority of the race? Then what was you feeling at that moment? Then was you annoyed? Was you concerned? Or was you confident?
Well, normally my pace on in the rain is pretty good compared to the dry. So I was kind of worried, but also not, because I don't have a lot of experience on this game with in the wet. So yeah, it was a bit tricky to know if I was fast or not. But yeah, when the rain came, I just needed to get up the pace, and I just drove my own race in the end. And uh, yeah, the pace was phenomenal for me.
It really was, and of course, some of the drivers didn't come into the pits in that safety car period. Then some drivers stayed out on very old intermediate tires. Then, when you came in the pits, then was you like, when the safety car came out, was you thinking, I'm going to come in the pit straight away? It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing, and was you concerned about those drivers on the old inters?
Yeah, when the safety car came out, I was like, yeah, I have to pit because the rain stayed pretty long in for the rest of the race, and I just couldn't get the interest to the end, so I had to pit. I was a bit concerned for the people in front because I was like, no, please not let me crash or something, you know, because I had the pace. So yeah, it was pretty tricky with Milan in the end. Um, but yeah, I don't think I did anything wrong, but yeah, it was nice.
And then, of course, going forward, then is this just a is this just the Grand Prix Pacific where you're quick here, or do you think now that you're back to your best and going on to Spain in a week's time?
Yeah, I think I got up to speed pretty good now. I got used a lot more in this game, and yeah, I was just race pace was just awful for me. Bad tire wear and just constant mistakes, and yeah, I got up to speed now and learned a lot more about the game. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the next weekend.
Really good stuff. Well done today to Immortal, to Troy, and to Boxtel. Brilliant race as well. Then Troy, I'm sorry, Boxtel now got his 11th Grand Prix win of his career. Magnificent stuff indeed. And that's going to be it then for Imola tonight. Then we will be in Imola tomorrow night for the Silver Grand Prix. Cannot wait for that one. Of course, Bronze is also going to be in action as well, and so will Formula 2. We're back to the full schedule this week then. Cannot wait then. So we'll see you tomorrow night in Silver. Goodbye.